Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're gonna dive deep into artificial intelligence.
How cool.
Yeah, it's everywhere, right?
It really is. Yeah.
And it's transforming, well, everything. I mean, from like the way we work
Yeah.
to how, farmers are even growing our food.
Right.
So we've got a lot to cover
Yeah.
in this deep dive.
For sure.
We've got notes on like how AI is being adopted across all these different industries, a breakdown of what generative AI is, which I'm really interested in.
Yeah, me too. That's a hot topic.
It is.
Yeah.
Also some insights on AI and machine learning and how those two things are connected.
All right. Gotta understand that relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A look at AI for good, how it's making a difference in the world.
Yeah. Beyond all the hype.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll take a closer look at all the different tools and models that are shaping the AI landscape.
Definitely.
So think of this as your crash course on AI. Everything you need to know to navigate this field that's changing so rapidly.
And it is changing fast. It's interesting you mentioned navigating because one of the sources we have really emphasizes how crucial
Oh,
AI literacy is becoming.
really?
Yeah, they're suggesting it's almost on par with, like, something as essential as knowing how to drive these days.
Right.
And they're not just talking about tech experts, they're saying anyone can benefit from understanding the basics of AI, how to use it effectively.
So it's like AI isn't just some futuristic concept anymore. It's
Right.
impacting our daily lives right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Our notes on AI adoption show a pretty massive shift happening across all sorts of industries.
Yep.
Companies are using it to streamline their operations,
Ah.
analyze information in a fraction of the time it used to take, and just make smarter decisions based on all that data.
So it's really changing the game now.
It really is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing that play out already even in my own work.
Right.
But one of the most surprising examples that we came across was how AI is being used in agriculture.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So apparently companies like Jiva are using AI to literally help farmers make better decisions about their crops.
Mm.
Which, I mean, it's wild to think that
Yeah.
that AI could be used to, diagnose plant diseases or figure out the best way to improve yields.
Yeah, it really challenges our assumptions about where AI can be applied, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This isn't just about
Yeah.
robots taking over.
Right.
It's about using AI to solve these real practical problems,
Yeah.
even in something as traditional as farming.
Okay, so we keep hearing AI and machine learning thrown around. Can we break those terms down? Like,
Yeah.
what's the connection?
Okay, think of it this way. So AI
Okay,
is that broad umbrella term.
got it.
Right. It's the concept of machines performing tasks that typically require human intelligence, like problem solving or decision making, right?
Right.
Machine learning, or ML,
Okay.
is a specific technique that makes a lot of AI possible.
Okay.
It's the engine
Got it.
that powers many AI tools.
So if AI is the car,
Yeah.
ML is the engine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, our source on AI and ML
Uh-huh.
kind of gets into the weeds a little bit,
Yep.
explains different types of machine learning.
Okay.
So there's supervised learning,
Yeah.
where the system learns from labeled data. So it's almost like a student learning from a teacher.
Okay.
Then there's unsupervised learning,
Mm-hmm.
where the system is sifting through tons of unlabeled data to identify patterns on its own. So imagine it like a detective piecing together clues.
Okay. Yeah.
And finally, there's reinforcement learning,
Right.
which is kind of like trial and error learning, where the system gets feedback
Okay.
based on its actions and adjusts its behavior accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's starting to paint a clearer picture.
Good.
But honestly, what's really caught my eye is this whole generative AI thing.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone's talking about it.
Right.
And for good reason. I mean, it can actually create things
Yeah.
like text, images, music.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing to me.
It is. It
Okay.
is. Generative AI is definitely the hot topic right now.
Yeah.
It's revolutionizing how we create content.
Mm.
What makes it so fascinating is that you can interact with it.
Yeah.
Using natural language, it's almost like
Oh.
having a conversation with the AI.
Mm.
And it can, understand what you're asking for
Yeah.
and generate something new based on your instructions.
So our source on generative AI
Yeah.
dives into tools like Google's Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
It can be used for brainstorming.
Right.
getting really in-depth explanations on complex topics,
Yeah.
or even just like boosting your everyday productivity. Imagine having an AI that can help you
Right.
draft a presentation
Yeah.
or come up with a creative marketing campaign.
Right. The possibilities seem endless.
Endless, yeah.
It seems like generative AI is poised to change the whole creative landscape. And this kind of brings us to another important aspect of AI
Okay.
that I think often gets overshadowed by the flasher stuff.
Okay.
AI for good.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the hype,
Right.
but it's important to remember that AI can be a powerful force for positive change in the world.
Absolutely.
You know, our source on AI for good
Yeah.
had some pretty compelling examples like Google's SOS alerts,
Uh-huh.
using AI to predict wildfire behavior
Wow.
and potentially save lives,
Right.
or DeepMind's work on predicting protein folding,
Right.
which could lead to breakthroughs in disease treatment.
Yeah. These examples really showcase
Yeah.
AI's potential to make a tangible difference,
Ah.
especially in addressing these,
Right.
global challenges. It highlights why it's so important for everyone to have at least a basic understanding of it.
Right.
Similar to how we use the internet every day
Yeah.
without necessarily needing to know all the technical details of how it works.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of navigating the AI landscape,
Mhm.
one of the ideas that really stood out to me
Yeah.
was this human-in-the-loop approach.
Yes.
It's reassuring to know that
Right.
the focus isn't on AI taking over the world,
Right.
but rather on humans and AI working together
Yeah.
to achieve better outcomes.
That's a fundamental principle of responsible AI, which emphasizes developing and using AI
Right.
in a way that benefits society and minimizes potential harm.
About it.
It's about ensuring that humans remain in control
Yeah.
and are actively involved in shaping how it's used.
That makes sense, especially when you consider that AI isn't perfect.
Right.
Our sources pointed out
Yeah.
some limitations like the knowledge cutoff.
Uh-huh.
So AI tools,
Right.
they're trained on data
Right.
up to a certain point in time.
Yeah.
So they might not have the most up-to-date information.
Exactly.
And then there's the potential for them to
Yeah.
hallucinate.
Hallucinate.
Yeah.
Potentially generate information that's incorrect or completely made up.
Right. These limitations underscore
Yeah.
why human oversight is so crucial.
It is.
We need to be aware of its limitations.
Right.
Critically evaluate its output.
Uh-huh.
Understand that it's a tool to be used
Yes.
in conjunction with human intelligence,
Yeah.
not a replacement for it.
Exactly.
So it sounds like even though AI is rapidly evolving,
Mm-hmm.
that human element is still absolutely essential.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
The key is to find that right balance
Right.
between leveraging AI's capabilities
Right.
and ensuring that human judgment and ethical considerations remain
Right.
at the forefront.
That's a great point. And I think it's a perfect segue into our next topic, prompt engineering,
Yeah.
which seems to be all about, getting the most out of AI by crafting those instructions we give to generative AI. Is that right?
Yes, prompt engineering is a
Yeah.
fascinating and crucial aspect of working with generative AI.
Mm.
It's about understanding how to communicate with these systems effectively
Okay.
to get the desired results.
It sounds almost like an art form.
It is. It is.
Yeah. I'm curious to learn more about how we can use it responsibly.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we'll be diving into next.
Great. Stay with us as we continue to explore the world of artificial intelligence and uncover the keys to navigating this powerful technology effectively and ethically.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're continuing our exploration of AI, and in this part, we're going to shift our focus to how we can all be, more responsible
Okay.
users of this powerful technology.
Yeah.
Before the break, we were just starting to talk about prompt engineering. Can we dive a bit deeper into that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Prompt engineering is essentially the art of crafting effective instructions
Okay.
or prompts for AI systems, especially generative AI. It's about understanding how to communicate your intent clearly
Right.
so the AI can generate the best possible output.
So it's not just about like typing in any old question or command.
Right.
There's a real skill to it.
Exactly. The quality of the prompt directly impacts the
Okay.
quality of the output that you get.
Yeah.
It's like giving someone directions.
Okay.
The clearer and more specific your instructions are, the more likely they are to,
Right.
reach the right destination.
That makes a lot of sense. Can you give us an example of
Sure.
how a well-crafted prompt can make a difference?
Sure. Let's say you want to use generative AI to create an image
Yep.
of a cat sitting on a mat.
Okay.
If you simply type in cat on a mat,
Yeah.
the AI might generate a very basic generic image. But if you provide more context and details in your prompt, something like a fluffy Persian cat with green eyes sitting on a colorful woven mat in a sunlit room,
Wow.
you're much more likely to get a unique and visually interesting image that really matches your vision.
Wow, that's a great example.
Yeah.
So prompt engineering is really about like tapping into the creative potential of generative AI
It is.
by providing it with the right kind of guidance.
Exactly. It's about understanding the nuances of how these systems work
Right.
and using that knowledge to guide them
Right.
toward generating the outputs that you want.
Hmm.
It's a fascinating area, and it's becoming increasingly important
Yeah.
as generative AI becomes more widely adopted.
But as we become more adept at using AI, it's crucial to remember that with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Absolutely. One of the key takeaways from our research on responsible AI is that we can't just blindly trust AI systems.
Right.
We need to be aware of their limitations.
Yes.
And potential biases, and we need to use them
Right.
ethically and thoughtfully.
You mentioned bias earlier.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that a bit more? Like how can AI systems be biased, and what are the implications of that?
AI systems learn from the data they're trained on.
Okay.
And if that data reflects existing biases in society,
Mm-hmm.
the AI system will inherit those biases.
Okay.
So, for example, if an AI system is trained on a data set of images
Right.
that predominantly features white men,
Hmm.
it might have difficulty recognizing women or people of color.
That's a really concerning thought.
It is.
So even if the people developing these systems
Right.
don't intend to create biased AI,
Right.
it can still happen unintentionally
It can.
because of the data they use.
Yes. That's a major challenge in the field of AI right now.
Wow.
It highlights the importance of being aware of potential biases,
Right.
carefully curating training data,
Mm-hmm.
and continuously monitoring AI systems
Okay.
for signs of bias. It also makes me think about the importance of diversity in the tech industry.
Yes.
If the people developing these AI systems come from diverse backgrounds and perspectives,
Right.
they'll be more likely to spot and address these kinds of biases, wouldn't they?
That's a crucial point.
Yeah,
Diversity in the field of AI is essential, not just to mitigate bias,
right.
but also to ensure that these technologies are developed and used
Yeah.
in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
So what can we as users of AI
Yeah.
do to ensure that we're using it responsibly and ethically?
One of the most important things we can do is to be informed and critical users.
Got it.
That means questioning the outputs of
Right.
AI systems, considering the potential for bias, and
Yeah.
being aware of the ethical implications of our choices.
It sounds like we need to approach AI with a healthy dose of skepticism,
We do.
almost like we would with any other
Yes.
source of information.
Exactly. We shouldn't blindly accept what AI systems tell us.
Right.
We need to use our own judgment
Yeah.
and critical thinking skills
Right.
to evaluate their outputs and make informed decisions.
Our source on responsible AI highlights the importance of the human-in-the-loop approach.
Yes.
Can you remind us what that means and why it's so important?
Sure. The human-in-the-loop approach emphasizes that AI should be used to enhance
Right.
human capabilities, not replace human decision-making entirely.
Got it.
It means ensuring that humans remain in control
Right.
of the process
Mm.
and are actively involved
Yeah.
in guiding and overseeing AI systems.
So it's about finding that balance,
It is.
letting AI do what it does well,
Yeah.
but also recognizing that there are certain tasks and decisions
Right.
that require human judgment and intuition.
Precisely. It's about recognizing the strengths and limitations of both humans and AI and working together
Right.
to achieve the best outcomes.
That makes a lot of sense. It also reminds me of something else we touched on earlier,
Yeah.
the idea that AI isn't a neutral tool.
Right.
It reflects the values and biases of the people who create it.
Yes.
And the way we use it can have a significant impact on society.
That's a crucial point. AI is not value neutral. It's
Mhm.
shaped by the people who design it
Right,
and the data it's trained on.
right.
That's why it's so important to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AI
Right.
and to ensure that its development and use are aligned with our values as a society.
It's a lot to think about, and it feels like the conversation around responsible AI is just getting started.
It is. It absolutely is. As AI continues to advance and become more deeply integrated into our lives, these conversations will only become more important.
Yeah.
We all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
Right.
And ensuring that it's used for good.
So as users of AI,
Yeah.
we have a responsibility to be informed, critical, and engaged.
Absolutely.
What are some concrete steps we can take to fulfill that responsibility?
One of the most important things is to stay informed about the latest developments in AI.
Okay.
Both the technical advancements and the ethical considerations.
Right.
There are lots of great resources available online, from news articles to podcasts like this one that can help you stay up to date.
That's great advice. And what about being critical users of AI? What does that look like in practice?
It means being aware of the limitations of AI systems.
Okay.
Understanding that they can make mistakes and questioning their outputs rather than blindly accepting them.
Got it.
It also means being mindful of the data you're feeding into AI systems and considering the potential for bias.
So don't just take everything an AI system tells you at face value.
Exactly.
Do your own research, consider multiple perspectives, and use your own judgment to make informed decisions.
Exactly. And finally, being an engaged user of AI means participating in the conversation about its development and use. That could involve supporting organizations that are working to promote responsible AI, speaking out against unethical uses of AI, or simply talking to your friends and family about these issues.
It sounds like we all have a responsibility to be active participants in shaping the future of AI.
We do.
Rather than just passive consumers.
Absolutely. The choices we make today about how we develop and use AI will have a profound impact on our lives and the lives of future generations.
Yeah.
It's up to all of us to ensure that AI is used to create a better world for everyone.
That's a powerful message to end on as we move into the final part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
We'll shift gears and explore some of the specific tools and models that are shaping the AI landscape. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've been, exploring the world of AI, from its growing impact on our daily lives to the ethical considerations we need to keep in mind. Now, this final part, let's roll up our sleeves and get a bit more hands-on.
Okay.
Can we talk about the actual tools and models that are driving this AI revolution?
Absolutely. It's easy to get lost in the abstract ideas of AI.
Right.
But ultimately, it's the tools and models that are bringing those concepts to life and making a tangible difference in the world.
So we've been using the terms AI tools and AI models throughout this whole deep dive. Can we define those a bit more clearly?
Sure.
What's the distinction?
Think of AI tools as the user interface.
Okay.
The actual software or platforms that allow us to interact with and utilize AI. They're like the vehicles that make AI accessible to us.
Okay.
AI models, on the other hand, are the engines that power those vehicles.
Okay.
They're the complex algorithms that learn from data and make predictions or generate outputs based on that learning.
So the tool is what we see and use, while the model is the brains behind it, working behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A good analogy might be like a self-driving car.
Okay.
So the car itself with its sensors and navigation system, that's the AI tool.
Got it.
The AI model is that complex software that analyzes all that sensor data, makes decisions about steering, braking, and ultimately allows the car to navigate the road.
That's a great analogy. It really clarifies the relationship between the two.
Good.
But there are so many different AI tools out there. I mean, how can we even make sense of this vast landscape?
Well, our source on AI tools breaks them down into three main categories.
Okay.
Standalone tools.
Okay.
Integrated features. And custom solutions.
Can you give us some examples of each category? I'm having trouble picturing how these actually play out in real life.
Of course. Let's start with standalone tools.
Okay.
So these are independent software applications that are designed for a specific AI-powered task or function.
Okay.
Think of something like Grammarly, which uses AI to, check your grammar and your writing style, or Otter.ai, which uses AI to transcribe audio recordings in real time.
Okay, so those are tools that are specifically designed to leverage AI
Right.
for a particular
It's
purpose.
specific purpose, yeah.
What about integrated features?
Okay, so integrated features are AI capabilities that are built into existing software applications or platforms that we might already be using. For example, think of the spam filters in your email inbox,
Right.
which use AI to identify and block unwanted messages, or the facial recognition feature on your smartphone, which uses AI to unlock your device or tag photos.
Yeah.
So these are AI features that are seamlessly integrated into our everyday digital experiences.
That makes sense. So it's not always obvious that we're using AI,
Right.
even though it's becoming more and more prevalent
It is.
in the tools we use every day.
Yeah.
What about custom solutions? What makes them different?
Okay, custom solutions are AI systems that are specifically designed and developed to address a particular problem or need for a specific organization.
Okay.
For example, a hospital
Right.
might develop a custom AI system to analyze medical images and assist doctors in diagnosing diseases more accurately.
Wow.
Or a manufacturing company might create a custom AI system to optimize their production process and reduce waste.
So these are bespoke AI systems
They are.
tailored to solve a very specific problem.
Yes.
That sounds incredibly powerful.
It is, yeah. Custom solutions often involve training AI models on specialized data sets and developing, unique algorithms to address the nuances of that particular challenge.
That brings us back to the AI models themselves.
Yeah.
We've talked about the different types of tools that use them, but how are these powerful algorithms actually created?
Developing an AI model is a multi-step process that involves a lot of data expertise and computational power. It typically starts with identifying the problem you're trying to solve and defining the specific goals for the AI model.
So you need a clear vision of what you want the AI to be able to do.
Exactly. Then you need to gather and prepare the relevant data to train the AI model.
Right.
This data can come from various sources depending on the problem you're addressing.
Right.
It could be text data, images, sensor readings, financial transactions, any other type of data that's relevant to the task.
And the quality of the data is crucial, Frey.
Absolutely.
Like we discussed earlier, biased data can lead to biased AI.
It can, yeah. The data used to train an AI model is its foundation. If the data is flawed or biased, the model will inherit those flaws.
So once you have the data, what's the next step? How do you actually teach the AI to learn from it?
That's where the machine learning algorithms come in.
Okay.
These are mathematical formulas that allow the AI model to identify patterns and relationships within the data. There are many different types of machine learning algorithms, each suited for different tasks and types of data.
Okay.
Choosing the right algorithm is a crucial part of the model development process.
So it's not just a matter of feeding the data into the AI and expecting it to magically learn.
No.
There's a lot of human expertise involved in selecting the right algorithms.
There is.
And fine-tuning the model to get the desired results.
Yes. Developing an AI model is very much an iterative process. It involves a lot of experimentation, testing, and refinement. Data scientists and AI engineers play a key role in this process, using their knowledge and skills to guide the model's learning and optimize its performance.
This has been incredibly insightful.
Good.
I feel like I'm starting to see the complexity behind these AI systems that we often take for granted.
Right.
It's fascinating.
It is.
And it also makes me appreciate the responsibility that comes with developing and using these powerful technologies.
Absolutely. I agree. As we've discussed throughout this whole deep dive, AI has the potential to do incredible things.
Right.
But it's up to us to ensure that we use it wisely and ethically.
So what's the key takeaway for our listeners? What do we want them to remember about the world of AI tools and models?
I think the most important thing is to remember that AI is not magic.
Right.
It's a tool.
Right.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us to understand how these tools and models work, to be aware of their limitations, and to use them responsibly.
That's a powerful message to end on.
Yeah,
This deep dive has been a fascinating journey through the world of AI,
it has.
from its fundamental principles to its real-world applications and the ethical challenges it presents.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
Me too, and I hope our listeners feel empowered to continue learning, exploring, and engaging with this rapidly evolving field.
I hope so too.
Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.
Of course.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep diving deep.